Hello, this video we're going to look at how customer define value and make decision. Customer value, we're going to start with customer value. In the previous model, we already talked about what are the customer value, so this will be the sum up of it. So basically, customer value is mean the cost versus the price, the cost versus the benefit, or another word, perceived benefit and the cost of ownership, and what are they. The perceived benefit, apart from the brand and quality of the product, the feature of the product, the experience that the customer could receive from the product, it could be talk about the commitment of the products, or we could talk about the experience of the product, we could talk about the quality of the products, we could talk about the emotion opportunity that the customer could receive from the product, or the income return if we talk about investment, or we talk about the convenience or the knowledge that we gain from the product. In terms of the price or the cost of ownership, we talk about money price, we talk about effort, we talk about opportunity loss, energy, time, maintenance, ongoing cost, fixed cost, or opportunity that I already mentioned. So these are the cost and benefit of the value. So how the customer define value. All right. Let's have a look at customer decision making process. This is something that we already talked about earlier in module number 2. All right, so I will skip this quickly, but I include this PowerPoint because it's linked to how customer make the decision. Now, this is something that I would like to show you a little bit more in detail. This diagram is not called customer decision making process, but it's called the customer decision journey. All right, so it's two different concepts, but it's relating. Again, this one is called the customer decision journey. All right, so it starts where the star is. So you can see on the left hand side, you can see the star that's saying trigger. So that trigger is mean when there is a need to buy or when there is a need to change something. So that is what is mean by trigger. And number 1 there, you see number 1 on top, the initial consideration set. So that's what it means is that when we feel like, oh, we need to buy something or we change something, so the customer then starting to approach or search for a company or a buyer or search for the solution. So basically, when the customer think that, oh, we need to fix something, then the customer then starting to search for a potential buyer, a potential location to buy the product to solve their problem. All right. And then move on to number 2 that you can see there. So that's where the customer see and understand all of the product offering. All right. So basically, it means active evaluation. So this active evaluation is mean when the customer starting to search on how many brands available in the market, how much are they, what are some of the benefits, what are some of their costs. So basically compare between each of the brand. All right. And then you move on to the moment of purchase. So that's where the customer starting to buy the product, actually buy the product, pay the money and receive the product. All right. And after that is moved down to the post-purchase experience. That means after sale service or after sale purchase. If the customer feel happy, then it will move to that loyalty loop. What loyalty loop is that the customer become happy, then next time if there is a need to buy the product again, then the customer will not go and search for other brand, but instead just go directly and purchase the brand from this particular purchase a product from this particular brand that the customer already become happy. All right, so this is the consumer decision journey. Okay, this might be an exam, so have a look closely. Now, next one, we're gonna have a chat about the 6 disconnection. This one is called the 6 disconnection. All right, so there are 6 topics that the customer actually expecting to receive, but it might be contradicted with how the service provider actually provide the product or the service. All right. So first one, we're looking at compelling service experience. So from the consumer perspective, from the left-hand side, the customer, 100% of the customer expecting good experience every time. So of course, when we buy a product or a service, would you expect a product to be bad? Would you expect a service to be bad? Of course not. You would expect it to be the best possible. Yeah, but from the business perspective, now if you look on the right hand side, customer service. Now, as you know, human being, they can't perform the same service every time. For example, haircut, even the same hairdresser cut hair 10 times. each of the time will not be exactly the same, all right? So this is something different. The customer hoping every time is the same, but the service provider cannot do the same because it's a limitation. Then you have personal focus. Personal focus is mean the customer hoping that the service provider would focus on their individual needs, on their specific needs, all right? But from the service provider, here is a, personal focus. Now from the service provider for product focus, what does it mean is that when the customer, although the customer want the solution to solve their individual need, but the service provider tend to just produce the service for the overall needs of the consumer. So not just your need, but overall consumer needs. So it might not 100% fit your needs, all right? Third one, the customer want to be loyal and they don't want to change the service provider many times because people are afraid of changing and that type of thing. So basically, customer hoping that they could be loyal to a service provider that feel that they are good, so they don't have to change too many services. But from the service provider perspective, it's called endless prospecting. So what it means is that the service provider keeps searching for the new consumer. So once they recruit a customer, they will pay attention on you, but they will not pay all of the attention on you because they need to look for new people, all right? Fourth one is differentiation. The customer wants something new. They expect some changes or some development in the product offering. But from the service provider, it might be slow improvement. New version of something might come up every year, but it's not often enough. Coordination. From the customer perspective, we're hoping that the service provider would work as a team and all of our information will pass to the next team, so we don't need to keep repeating ourselves if that is the case, all right? But in company, there might be lack of coordination, so your needs and wants might be just stop at one department and it's not shared to every department, all right? Next one is innovation. Innovation is mean the customer hoping that service provider would give, develop or adopt new technology all the time or do new product development all the time. But in real status quo, it means slow development or slow technology adoption, all right? Now lastly in this section, I just want to point out that not all business, have this connection, but majority of them would have this connection, all right? Now, here are some of the words that people, may have chat about. Scott McKain. So what he's saying here is that he's trying to tell you that we should try to understand what the customer really wants. We understand what the customer wants, so we can offer the product that is linked to solve the problem of the customer. We offer the product that the customer wants, or we can even enhance and develop a better product to meet or exceed the customer expectation. Because if we do that, the customer will become very happy with us. They will become more loyal with us, and they will stay longer with us. All right? And this is the conclusion of this video. Thank you.